Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are doing great. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm just saying hello, and we got Naughty Doctor. Oh my Lord, Naughty Doctor. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I barely said hello. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Just for joining me today. How are you? Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. If you guys can hear me, if somebody can give me a thumbs up in the chat. I don't know, I always get a little bit nervous on these things that especially with internet going in and out sometimes. I always get a little bit nervous that nobody can hear me. So if you are hearing me, if you can give me a bit of a thumbs up and yeah. Oh, Teresa, hey, yes. Hi, Daddy Doctor. I see you. Hi, Lydia. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, how everybody? How is everybody's day going? I hope your day is going fantastic. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, this is a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Harry, Meghan, Big Boy Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, and the chickens. That's who we're here for. That's who we really support. We talk about the others on Shutter Island, but it's, I guess, part of the deal with that. So if you're here to, please, if please feel free to listen if you're here and you're not supportive of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But I will warn you, please do not put any trolling comments. We will block you. So again, this is who we support. You are welcome to join our community and listen along. But anyway, thank you guys. So hey, I'm seeing all my friends coming. Let's see who we have in the chat. I see Marianne. Annie. Hey, Annie. Lydia. Hello, Sistren and Jessica and Naughty Doctor. Yes, thank you, Naughty Doctor again. D10 Pow. Hey. Teresa and Gwendolyn and Dory and let's see. So I'm sure our other friends, Barbara, I see Barbara popping up there. So I'm sure our other friends would join us at some point. But welcome, hey, Lady Gia. Or Gaia. I'm assuming it's Gia. I have a friend named Gia, so I'm assuming. Hi, Ty Fletcher. I see you there. How are you? Hope you guys are doing great. I know that there's been a lot going on with the royals and not with the royals. We have some Hollywood royal stuff happening too, as we all know. In the last 3 days has been big topic, and I hadn't been on here since that happened. And funny enough, I don't even watch award shows because I literally cannot sit through those things. So I had no idea this stuff was happening until later. And I was like, I don't even want to know. Oh, wow, B10 Pow. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I so appreciate your support. Thank you. And so that's all been happening. There's also the royal mess going on that happened yesterday. And then, the British press, as they usually do with Prince William, they're still making excuses for the royal shameless charmless offensive tour. They are still making excuses, and they have apparently now found some unnamed Jamaican to blame for William and Kate cosplaying colonial times in that Jeep. And so yes, they have, the Sun will come, or the Daily Mail will come up with one of those, and so they are continuing their blame game and that. And we all know what happened with with Hollywood royalty with the, I guess you can call it, the slap heard around the world. And so oh, what is what is let's see, someone said, I hope Petal speak on it. What do I need to speak on, Lydia? I don't know what I need to speak on. Oh, it may be. I'm jumping into a conversation now. It may be Sister saying Baldy is now throwing Jamaican Defense Force under a bus. Yes, absolutely, he did. And weeks before this tour, And it's so funny. I was gonna talk about this, but then I was like, maybe people have moved on. But but yes, I guess either a paper, whoever it is that posted it on Twitter, didn't put a source, and I couldn't find where they got it from. That William, whoever it was, they said that they had planned when they go to Jamaica to be on this, Jeep thing, and it's like a throwback, as you guys have seen the picture. It's like that throwback to the Queen and Prince Philip doing their, with all the school children lined up. And yes, so they had planned to do this forever ago, and now that it went down like a ton of bricks, they have basically thrown the Jamaican Defense Force under a bus and claiming that they pretty practically forced William and Kate, because they have no agency, they have no or will about them, they have no say in anything. Never mind, he is the future king of England, but some nameless Defense Force person forced them, dragging, kicking, and screaming, and threw them in this Jeep and demanded that they grin at each other and grin cluelessly while they're being photographed in this, because that's just how Jamaicans roll. They just do that to the future king of England. I mean, the ridiculousness that they have gone to with this stuff, it's like, are you serious? And of course, nobody else is to blame. They have thrown blame at William and Kate's all-white team. It's like, oh my God. They've thrown blame at the department that that organizes those international tours. They've thrown blame at them. They've thrown blame at everyone. They've thrown blame at, the Jamaican government for, quote unquote, insulting Will and Kate. I mean, everything they've literally said in their papers. We don't blame William and Kate. Literally, nobody puts the blame on them, because, they're just these wonderful people who have just, the best of hearts and the goodwill to everyone. And they're just there to smile and cheer everyone up. Yes, of course, we know. So anyways, yes, they found that unnamed person to throw under the bus. Yes. But before we even talk about any of those things, or even get into any of that, we're here for our faves, and our faves are doing wonderful things. They're under a tree in Montecito, doing their stuff, minding their business. And so we're just going to focus on our faves. And Prince Harry, and everybody know Invictus is coming up next month, the 16th of next month. And Invictus, they're out there minding their business, doing their wonderful work. And so now they have teamed up, with Boeing. Actually, they have made Boeing an official partner of Invictus. Boeing has been a sponsor of Invictus. They actually sponsored the games in Sydney. They've also sponsoring the games that's going to start next month. But now they are an official partner. And it's so wonderful because, when you're doing these things, especially in these times, you need partners with deep pockets. And so, and it's just so great that Harry and Meghan's work are being picked up by actual, press. That's not, tabloids. Their work is being picked up by legit press. So Market Screener reports that the Invictus Games Foundation is pleased to welcome Boeing as an official partner in a multi-year agreement supporting international wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans. Boeing is also announced as a premier partner to the upcoming Invictus Games at The Hague, which is going to be starting next month. Presented by Jaguar Land Rover, and to the Olympics Games Düsseldorf, which will be in 2023. So it is absolutely fantastic. It goes on to say, we are grateful. This is Invictus. We are grateful for the long-term support of Boeing for the Invictus Game movement. We build upon their sponsorship of the Invictus Games in Sydney and now extend to a multi-year game partnership agreement in a first for the foundation. said Invictus Games Foundation CEO Dominic Reed. And so I just think it's wonderful. They can count on, money to support these servicemen and women. And I just think it's fantastic. And again, I just love the fact that Harry and Meghan are minding their own business. They are not in that mess at all. So I just love this. And I don't know, is anybody, I'm going to check the chat to see if anyone going to the games that are in the chat. Let's check the chat and see. Hey, Church Nelly, I see you, and Mario and Barbara and Teresa. I see you all, Patricia and Colette and Kay Costello and Denise and Carolyn and Rosa. I see you all. Anybody going to the games? I don't know if anybody here, I don't see anyone saying anything about the game. So I don't know if anybody's going or if anybody's, thinking of going, but tickets are for the opening and closing ceremonies are on sale now. So yes, Sister said, nah, that's what I call a part. Yep, that's exactly it. Yes, exactly. That is definitely what I call a partnership. So, so if you're interested in buying tickets, jump on the Invictus site. And I'm going to put all of this in the show notes, the link to where you can get your tickets to the Invictus game. Hey, Terry, how are you doing? And Lucy, hey, Squatty. And so, it says, after years of preparation, the Invictus Games at The Hague 2020 presented by Jaguar will start Saturday, 16 April during the opening ceremony at, I don't know how they said it, is Zyda Park or Zuida Park? I don't know. I don't know how they say it. The kickoff will take place for a week of sporting solidarity between the international group of 500 wounded and 6 service personnel and veterans. The 1.5-hour show is full of musical surprises and dance, as always, and competitors and their families and friends will be the central focus. So I'm kind of interested to see what the musical performances and stuff. So I have to figure out where it's going to be streaming because I'm not going. So yeah. So I would have loved to have gone, but there might be a place where we can stream it. So I'm also gonna look for that, and if I find it, I will definitely post it so we can all be cheering along. So it is fantastic. And even greater news, it says the Australian government says, James Brown tweeted, like, delighted to see the government will also support important work for Invictus Australia over the next 3 years with an allocation in tonight's budget to help get veterans to We Are Invictus Games and into grassroots sports. So this is also a huge deal for Invictus, and it kind of shows how prestigious the Invictus Games is, because the Australian government has now allocated money to make sure their veterans get to the Olympic Games. And that is a big deal, And so I am just like, you go, and because sometimes, you think of like, oh yeah, the regular Olympics and stuff like that. And you don't think of these games as, as a big as, say, the Olympics. But the fact that the Australian government is doing this, I just think that is an absolutely huge deal. So you go, Australia. And the Australian Department of Veterans, they are also excited about it, and getting to the game. So it was just wonderful. I mean, I love it because I really enjoyed I really enjoyed Sydney Games. And Lydia, yes, I heard the person that said they wanted to sponsor someone going to the games, and I asked if they can email us, and I never heard from them. So I don't remember who it was. So if you're in the chat and you are the person that wanted to sponsor someone, please email us at facts and 2 cents, FACTS and AND 2 cents at gmail.com, and let us know so we can put it there, so that way if someone wants to go, they can be sponsored. So but yes, I did hear, and I did see the person, but I never heard from them again, so I don't know. So if you're in the chat and that was you, please email us at factsand2cents at gmail.com. So yes. and so we can have that information there and I could post it. So let's see what else is happening. Oh yes, and the US is also getting excited. The US Air Force Wounded Warriors they're also getting ready for the games. I am like, and again, Harry right now would be filming the documentary Heart of Invictus. So I am so looking forward to see, because they would be at around all of these different sites where they are training, and so I'm excited to to be able to see all the athletes and stuff like that. And I'm also very excited to see this documentary, because I'm like, yes. And because I think it was called The Rise of the Phoenix was the one that was out, and that was amazing. And I'm like, I can imagine Heart of Invictus would be just the same. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. And yeah, this is some of the US person. This was actually passed, but I think one of the things I love about this is just Harry's relationship with all of these military, no matter where they're from, and he has such a deep connection with the athletes from the US as well. And it's just, yeah, I just love it. And here is the Invictus. They are getting ready. They're getting dolled up. They have all their signs up, so they are ready to go. And Invictus is, they are ready to go. And I think the royal family there are going to be attending the opening and closing ceremony. So it'll be really interesting to see them and Harry, And we know the British press are having a conniption, because they're like, well, Harry's going to go to the Invictus game, but he's not going to come and see his grandmother. It's like, oh, please, just give it a rest, Oh, Duchess of Sussex. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for coming to hang out. Hi. Thank you so much. Oh, I feel so honored. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. So I am very excited about this. So, but yeah, Invictus, our faves are doing fantastic. So I can't wait to see Harry and to hear his speech at the opening ceremony. Is Meghan going to be there? I don't know. I hope she is. Hopefully they will be there. So B10 Power said, well, Harry will be there. He and Vet, of course. He, of course, will be there. But I mean, it's his games. But, I would love to, I don't know if Meghan's coming. I hope she is. I love to see her. I'm looking forward to see them both at the Olympic Games. So, yes, our faves are doing great. As long as they're doing great, what else? I don't care. So, moving on. Oh, actually, last episode, I was kind of really ragging on Bahamas. And one of our wonderful squaddies in the chat corrected me. Thank you very much. She corrected me, and she said, that Bahamas was protesting the visit. And she is absolutely correct. My focus actually was on the Bahamas prime minister and his wife, and they were like, it's been so long, you shouldn't have stayed away so long, or something like that they were saying. And I was just like, oh, please, can you just so I was really ragging on them. But our squad is, so if you're in the chat and I don't remember which of you was the one that corrected me, I should have written it down or at least screenshot it, and I didn't. So if it was you that's in the chat right now that corrected me, thank you so much. But yes, Bahamas, there were protests. So I wanted to correct that. And what happened is, as you can see here, the Bahamas police, they stopped people from protesting. They were, there was a video. This photo is part of a video where they were stopping the Rastafarian community from protesting. And Nadine White, who I talk about all the time, she is the race reporter from The Independent. She had these videos. And here are more. It's like outside the school, like Prince William and Kate were at a school, and these protesters were outside the school, and they were, it actually says the police and our government, which swears allegiance to the queen, can't out this fire. The rain can't out this fire, one told me. So there, all the protests, yes, they were very small, but the Bahamas police and whoever gave those orders for them to stop protesters should be ashamed of themselves. But they were stopping people from protesting. And Nadine says the group were upset with what they described as a state-sanctioned attempt to suppress their right to protest. And one says, I want the royal couple to report back to the queen. 400 years of slavery can't be forgotten, a Rasta priest said. And so, again, while it wasn't widely reported that there were protests, and I'm so proud of the Rastafarian community actually in Jamaica and the Bahamas, that they really were part of the driving force and protesting the visit. And so, yeah, Bahamas, I'm still upset at your prime minister, but I'm really proud of the people for being out there protesting. Back to Invictus. B10 Powell says Meghan may have to stay with the kids, especially as Archie is at school. Yeah, I could see that. Totally. I could see her having to stay with the kids. Absolutely. Let's see who else is chatting up in the chat. Let's see who else. Okay, so after William gave his tour and all of that stuff, now at the tour's end, different organizations are basically speaking up about Prince William's speeches that he gave. And this is the director of UE, the Institute of Gender Development, because some people were saying, that Prince William apologized. And she's like, Dr. Vereen Shepherd said, Prince William never apologized for his family's past while on tour through Belize and Jamaica and Bahamas. This is the Bahamas National Reparations Committee. Who knew? I didn't realize that there was that until recently. It's like, yes, Bahamas has a National Reparations Committee, and their chair, Dr. Nyambi Campbell, she says, the British monarchy she demanded that the British monarchy acknowledge the crimes against humanity and pays reparations. So they're part of this group, and I didn't realize that. Her comments came as part of an advocacy network, and their members are from Belize, Jamaica, and Bahamas. And so this wasn't like, individual countries are just doing their thing. And I didn't realize that they were all part of a community. And I love this so much because it looks like the Caribbean community is united in demanding reparations, demanding an apology. And this is so wonderful to see, and it's just like, oh, great. I mean, there is power in numbers, so I think, Fire says it was the police, and I do believe that the UK ordered them to stop protesters. So skulls of at least the end of the tour without a protest. They can go to the tour without a protest. Who knows? I mean, would I be surprised if the UK ordered them to stop? Yeah, I would. I be surprised? No, of course not. Of course not. So, but I am glad to see that Belize, Jamaica, and the Bahamas were hand in hand. At least their advocacy groups were hand in hand demanding reparations. And the Advocacy Network put out this scathing statement after Prince William's speech, and it was just like, whoa, perfect, because it was just like, we were all like, that's not an apology. You're not saying anything that that they demanded. You're not addressing their demands. It says Prince William's statement is not an apology. The expression of profound sorrow is unacceptable. Why? It is merely an acknowledgement that slavery was abhorrent, a bad thing that all well-thinking persons would condemn. There was no responsibility taken, no call out of centuries of British bloody conquest and plunder, no call out of dehumanization and exploitation. Expressing gratitude for the immense contribution that generations of descendants made, which continues to enrich our society, whitewashes the abhorrent involvement and enrichment of the monarchy, of which the Duke is the heir. There was no committing to reparations. This tone-deaf statement echoes the well-crafted words of his father. It does not rise to the level of a formal apology that we deserve. All that it does is confirm the insensitivity of the royal family to the plight of Jamaicans today, both here in Jamaica and in Britain. Among other things, we are mindful that 3 generations of hard-working Jamaicans in the UK face the risk of deportation. This callous act is the British response to what Prince William referred to as the invincible spirit that spurred on the Windrush generation. Instead of acknowledging the shame of the recent treatment of Jamaicans who came to the UK to help rebuild after the Second World War. These empty words is the expression of one love. This response strengthens the Advocates Network resolve to ensure that our government escalates the steps in establishing a republic. This must be on terms that will put power in the hands of the Jamaican people and complete the decolonization process. William's word strengthens our resolve to join other Jamaicans at home and abroad, and as well as other CARICOM nationals, in demanding a formal apology and reparations. Bravo! Bravo, bravo, bravo. And I am just so happy that they blasted them, because I think this is exactly how just about every Caribbean person and others felt about that nonsense speech and tone-deaf speech of Prince William. And I'm glad they blasted them and are not taking, and are not just taking their nonsense. Yes, Jermaine's just said Trinidad and Tobago Prime Minister has joined the chorus demanding reparations. She sure has, and I think I have him as well. And we're gonna get to that in 1 second, because one of my new favorite people in Jamaica is Lisa Hanna. And if you know who Lisa Hanna is, she is the one that in that video, it looked like it looks like they claimed that it was manipulated. But when Kate was kind of looking at her, she looked away, and everybody, was like, "Oh, she snubbed Kate," and it was just very like, ooh. And she says, "Gone are the days when we just accept a beautiful speech. Words without actions only offend us." Yes, exactly, Lisa Hanna. And you look out for her. She is actually one of the opposition party MPs, I guess. And the opposition leader, Mark Goldings, he reiterated his call for the government to remove the Privy Council as Jamaica's appellate court. And if you know, Jamaica's highest court is in the UK. I mean, everything for Jamaica is pretty much in the UK. UK print their money, everything. It's just like, yeeks. He says, we're hoping that if we're now embracing the idea of full independence, the idea of Jamaica becoming a full republic with Jamaicans as the head of state, then let us also embrace the idea of using CCJ, our regional court, to replace the UK Privy Council. So they are going all out. They are going all out to get rid of the Queen. And yes, here is Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley. He says, "I believe you more." She's talking about Prince William. But I believe you more if you do what you must do now do, which is offer reparations to people who were wronged. So everybody is joining in on demanding reparations, and this is how they're going to get it done. Individual countries, just standing up is not, as a Caribbean community, they all have to stand up together with one voice and denounce the UK, get rid of the Queen, and stand up with one voice. Yes, Eberl. Yeah, that statement was powerful, truthful. Massa de done. Yes, Emerald, exactly. Massa Day done. We're done bowing down to royalty. We are done. So it is. I love this so much, and but it's so funny. A couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? I don't know. My days are running into one. I don't remember. We saw this tweet from the Caribbean Network that the National Party, the PNP, they are embarking on this trip to different countries to celebrate, I guess in honor of their 60th anniversary coming up. And one of the places they're coming to is the U.S. And I don't know. I hadn't paid attention to what the Jamaican government has been doing in the past. So I was like, well, that's interesting that they're going to the U.S. I mean, you expect them to be in Canada and England because they're part of the Commonwealth. And so I was like, well, that's interesting that they're coming. And then we saw this, that the PNP says that they're going on a tour in Florida and DC and New York. And I was like, oh, they're really doing a real tour. And so I was like, well, that's interesting. And then I saw this and I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is a press release from Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness will depart the island this afternoon, which is yesterday, for a working visit to Washington, D.C., United States. During his visit, he's expected to meet with high-level officials within the U.S. government. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, and then, all of a sudden light bulbs started going off as 20s or, squaddies are tweeting this back and forth. And I was like, whoa. And then I saw this. And it was like, holy mackerel. When Andrew Holness said that Jamaica is moving on, I think this is probably what he meant. Jamaica PM to meet with VP Kamala Harris as White House works on Caribbean relationship. And I'm like, oh, this is why they kicked the Queen to the curb. Jamaica's found himself a new love. Jamaica has like, and then the article says VP Kamala Harris will host Jamaica Prime Minister at the White House on Wednesday as part of an effort to improve the United States relationship with Caribbean nations. Prime Minister Andrew Holness is the second Caribbean leader to visit Harris in Washington, and the bilateral meeting coincides with the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Jamaica and the United States. Holness visits, I'm just reading the highlighted parts, Holness visit will underscore the importance of the relationship with Jamaica and the region to the Biden administration. And I just like, oh my goodness. However you feel about this relationship, Jamaica's relationship, but I'm like, that's why, in my mind at least, this is why he was so confident. It's like, no, we're moving on. We're moving on from the UK treating us and our people like trash, treating us like we are not human. Yes, America has its issues big time, but there is maybe a better chance of getting, his country where he wants to see it in a place that he wants to see, that he has a better chance with in a better relationship with the US. And so I am just excited. I am excited that, that they're building and they're looking away from the UK, to build stronger relationships and build up Jamaica. And so I'm excited. I mean, I don't know if there are Jamaicans in here, how you all feel about this. Emerald says, Jamaicans have to get a visa to get to the divided kingdom. Yeah, which is ridiculous. The Queen is head of state of Jamaica, yet Jamaicans have to get a visa to go to the UK, which is a horribly long process and apparently a very, very difficult process. And so what is the point? There was no point to having the Queen of Head of State if your people have to go through all that mess and knowing, with the deportations and the, not paying reparations to the Windrush generation. I mean, it's like a lot of them don't have jobs. They can't get healthcare because they have no IDs. And it's crazy. And so what is the point? And look, look, if you're in a relationship that is not serving you, it's harming you more than anything else, get out and, find yourself put yourself in a position where you can find and get healthy and be in healthy relationships. Harry and Meghan, it's like, you think, Jamaica's like, well, look at Harry and Meghan left and went to greener pastures in the US. Let's try that too. I don't know. I'm just kidding with that. But, but it's, hey, look, even in regular relationships, in personal relationships, if you're in a relationship that is abusive, which is, the UK and the Caribbean islands, or all the countries that are in the Commonwealth, it's really, especially Black and brown countries, it's really an abusive relationship. It's kind of like, someone tweeted about, and I posted that tweet on the last episode. It's kind of like you're being in a, no one would expect Hitler's grandchildren to be going to Israel and doing a goodwill tour. And it's like, we're supposed to accept a relationship with, it's like, we're supposed to accept a relationship with someone the equivalent of Hitler, because they were a part of the same kind of atrocities against our people. That's a traumatic relationship. That's not friends. That's not friendship. So look, good kudos to Jamaica and any other island that wants to leave and go off and find to greener pastures. So yeah, kudos. So, oh, Lydia said we are nearly 300 strong in the chat. Like, oh, thank you, Lydia. Yes, please click that little like button and like us, even if you don't like us. So I don't know if there are any, what you guys think about that. About Jamaica's relationship with the US. Let's see. Fire says, I don't call it a speech, Skulls, what William says, or Skulls as she called him. He read a script without showing any real emotion or regret of the slavery in the past. Yeah. Nor was his tone showing any regret. Yeah, it was just like, for me, and I heard it, that speech is like, water is wet. Okay. Slavery is abhorrent. Duh. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Oh, Jessica says, welcome, Prime Minister Holness to Washington, D.C. Yes, welcome. I'm so excited. Let's see. Who else is commenting on this? Anna says, welcome, Prime Minister of Jamaica. I'm telling you. I am just so excited. Patricoa says it's either America or China. Yep, there you go. I don't know how I feel about with China, but yeah, those are the other superpowers. Lady Jaya says diversity is powerful. More Commonwealth realms will want to associate with people who look like them. Diverse. The royal family ruined their chance at diversity by not protecting and appreciating Meghan. Absolutely. I mean, that is like how they I want to say, like, how they could be so stupid, but they are that stupid, unfortunately. I mean, even if, you think of the Oprah interview where Meghan was saying, she's like, I don't understand how they wouldn't be supportive of her when she is the one. It's like, you're expecting to mistreat a Black person, yet expect other Black people to look at you with favor. I mean, that is stupid. And then you send two white people to mostly Black and brown countries to laugh and smile and wave. I mean, and then what you do is you end up insulting everybody. And so it's just the stupidity of the royal family is unbelievable to me. It's just like, it's at a level where you're like, I mean, on the other hand, you look at it as like, is it stupidity or they just don't care? Which could be the case. They could just be like, we don't care. You have to accept. They're used to people just accepting what they give out. So they just don't care, Let's see. Who else is Oh, every year, most Jamaicans send thousands to get a visa for the UK. Most of the times, they turn you down. Yes, that is what I heard. It was very difficult to get. And again, the Queen is the head of state. The Queen has never stuck. She's never stuck up for Jamaicans or really Caribbean people anywhere. She loves to come and she loves to be the one. It's like, I'm the Queen, or send either she or send her people to to these tours to the Caribbean. But she's done nothing. There is no point to her for her to be the head of state. None whatsoever. So, anyways, I don't know if you guys remember this picture. This is one of my favorite pictures that came out of COP26, which was the last climate conference in Scotland, I think it was. Was Mia Motley after she gave that wonderful speech. Actually, the best speech at COP26 was her. And she did that incredible speech. And this is her and Joe Biden. And so when I saw, with Andrew Holness going to DC, and then I remember this picture, I was like, okay, this could be a new thing where, the US and the Caribbean, I mean, they've always been cordial. They have the cordial relationship, but I just think this is strengthening. This is getting stronger. And I mean, I saw this picture and I've always loved this, one of my favorite pictures. And I was like, okay. So this is getting, and of course, we didn't know at the time what, where this was. But I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this relationship. I hope and pray that it benefits that, again, the US, they have a history of going into places and basically taking their resources as well. Hello, Iraq, but I just hope that the governments in the Caribbean are united with whatever relationship that comes out with the US. I just hope that they are united with it and that they really get, that they get huge benefit out of the relationship. And it's not just America coming to take stuff, but that they can trade, and that a lot of the resources in the Caribbean, they can get their full price for whatever it is they're selling, and they get the full benefit of these relationships. So I am excited about it. I don't know. Again, I'm looking in the chat to see. Mashar says, I am excited that Jamaica is teaming up with the U.S. The trade and tourism between the U.S. and Jamaica will be off the chains. Good for Jamaica's economy. Yeah. And the funny thing is, someone had mentioned about this. They said the majority of tourists that go to Jamaica are actually Americans, not Brits. Brits usually go to Barbados. That's where, and they even called Barbados Little England or something like that. But the majority of, tourists for Jamaica are American. So this just, for me, I just think it's just a perfect fit, So I just think it's great. Sistren said the islands are devastated every year by hurricanes, yet the unroyal family have not contributed, but want to people to kiss their, behinds. I don't use that word. Sorry, Sistren. Yeah, exactly. They have not contributed to anything. So again, there is no point to them. Happy they're losing any influence in the Caribbean. I'm glad that people in the Caribbean are not buying their nonsense. So yeah. So yes. So anyways, moving on. Oh yes. I don't know if you guys were paying attention yesterday. I mean, I sort of glanced at it, on Twitter, and apparently it was playing on the BBC or something. But yesterday, Queen Betty, or dastardly royals from across the pond, it was Prince Philip, old Prince Phil. He had his thank you to Prince Philip service yesterday. And so here is Queen Betty with Prince Andrew taking her to the service. And there was a thing where, people weren't sure that she would actually make the service because, she is 96 years old and has been a bit frail, and she is apparently too prideful to use a wheelchair. And I hated the fact that they were reporting this, because there are so many people who use a wheelchair. Now, how would they feel to know? Because there was a reporting that she is embarrassed to use a wheelchair, which is the first thing that, some of the reporting were corrected. And you're like, why would you report that there are so many people who, use a wheelchair, for them to hear that this person that a lot of them look up to is embarrassed to use a wheelchair? How do you expect people to feel? And people with disabilities who have to use a wheelchair. And jump back to Mia Motley. Yeah, my favorite PM too. Yes, Emerald. Yes, she is definitely my favorite PM too. But yeah, and so here is Prince Andrew and Queen Betty yesterday at the memorial service. Prince Andrew had apparently the prime role of escorting Queen Betty down the aisle and sitting in the front row. And so everybody is having a conniption about this. Look, my thing is, I don't understand why anybody is shocked by any of this. Andrew has been prominent the whole time. It's just, I don't understand why people are shocked that Queen Betty allowed Andrew to escort her down the aisle. She has been doing this the whole time. Andrew has just been doing, Queen Betty has spent her whole time, protecting him. I mean, they just paid over $12 million to a woman who he, abused and claimed he never met. And you're expecting this, and this should surprise you? Like, I don't even understand. And Fatimata said, my Angela used a wheelchair at her later years. I was so many people. There's just this thing where it's like somehow the queen is better than someone using. I mean, it's just it's nonsense. It's nonsense, and it's insulting, really. And but yeah, there's this big hubbub about, and of course the press has all these different reactions to it. The Mirror was like, the queen made a colossal mistake by letting Andrew escort her to Phillips Memorial. And Peter Hunt, who writes for The Spectator, is like, this is a rehabilitation in speed. That might embolden Andrew to visit his recent sacking. The queen has been doing this again. She has been rehabilitating him the whole time. She hasn't hidden anything. Kevin McGuire, I think he writes for, the Mirror or something. I don't remember. He's like, allowing shamed Prince Andrew to escort the queen was a colossal mistake. Like, I don't think that was a mistake. I think that was deliberate, which she's been deliberately doing the whole time, Kevin. And then Omid, who I love Omid, and I use a lot of Omid's tweets, and I love him and I respect him as a journalist. Omid decided to tweet, Prince Andrew taking on the self-appointed role of consort of the day has completely overshadowed a beautiful service. And to which I got a little irritated at Scooby, because I had to tweet back at him and like, look, dude, I know you know better than that nonsense, because Queen Betty, and you can read what I wrote, Queen Betty has been doing this all along. Andrew didn't just show up and demanded to escort her down the aisle. Andrew didn't demand to sit in the front row. Queen Betty has been protecting him the whole time. And to assume that Andrew just appointed himself usher down the aisle is ridiculous. So I was a little bit irritated at Scooby last night, and I was like, I know you know better than to sell that nonsense, and I was like, the queen is not hiding. She's been doing this. So I have no idea. And this is the pattern with UK press. It's like they are constantly trying to hide what she's doing and blame somebody else for what she's doing. When Queen Betty is like, here, I'm not hiding. I want you to know that I'm protecting my son. I want you to know he's my favorite. I want you to know that I'm going to pay $12 million to protect him from a pedophile charge. I want you to know I'm not hiding. Yeah, they are intent on hiding Queen's Betty's, her shenanigans. And it's just like, just stop doing that. Nobody is food. She is a pedophile sympathizer. It's what she is. And she doesn't care if you know it. And I think at some, at that age, she's like, I don't care who knows what I am. She's not hiding it. And she knows that nobody is going to do anything about it. What are you going to do? I'm 97, 96 years old. What are you going to do to me? And she's putting it there and she's throwing it in your face. She knows there's nothing anybody can do about it. So, I mean, she's already given her word, Prince Charles can't say anything about it because she already gave him the, Camilla, the future queen. That was the deal. She already did that. So she can parade Andrew wherever she wants. That's the deal. So, but anyways, I don't know what you guys think about. Teresa says, suddenly the nuns can be forgiven, but her grandson can. Oh, of course. And you've heard the all of the where is Meghan? Where, not Meghan, but why is Harry not here? Of course, all the press. I mean, they are so much more interested in attacking Harry for not being there because, again, they haven't provided security. And so, but Prince Andrew, oh, of course not. That's the Queen's favorite. So, Sash says, we need to stop being shocked and awed at anything colonizers do to people of color. That's their modus operandi. It's in their DNA, and this is absolutely a fact. Thank you, Sash. Exactly. There is no reason to be shocked. That's who they are. And I was thinking, I mean, even the last episode, I was saying, that it was tone deaf, that they are clueless, but I don't think so anymore. This is white supremacy, throwing things in your face. They don't care. This is deliberate because the more they do it, It's kind of like why Donald Trump lies, why, British PM, whatever his face says, lies all the time. They throw that shocking thing in your face daily, every single day, over and over and over. And after a while, you get desensitized. It starts to become a common thing where it doesn't shock you anymore. And I believe this is the same playbook the royal family is playing. After a while, their behavior doesn't become shocking anymore, and then people just accept it. It's the white supremacy playbook. You see it in America with the Republicans. You saw it with Donald Trump. You see it with now I'm forgetting what is that PM's name in England? Boris Johnson. They do the same. It's the same pattern. They're all following the same pattern. And so yeah, now it's just, for me, it's just deliberate. Fire says, they deliberately reported that it was not allowed to know in advance Pedro would escort her. Then the European royals probably wouldn't have come. Scandalous. I guess if they reported that, yeah, I could see that. I could totally see that. Because for me, that's not a last minute thing. They knew exactly what would happen. That's not fair. Hello. Some one of those palace unnamed sources would have leaked that to at least the Daily Mail. So they know. Yes, Jaya, exactly. Yeah, the Queen doesn't care. She does not care. She's sending a big SU again to everyone who is appalled by Andrew's. Yeah, she knows people can't do anything. She knows they wouldn't do anything and they will make excuses for her. She doesn't care. She will put him out there. Teresa said the mental gymnastics royal fans were trying to do to make this not be a big deal. Yeah. Yep. You throw that things in people's face long enough, it becomes normal. It totally becomes normal, So, and then, yes, here's the Queen. For anybody who is thinking like, oh, this is such a major thing that, or how could the Queen do that with Prince Andrew? Well, here's the Queen and Prince Andrew. The day that the world learned that Jeffrey Epstein was suicided, here they are going to church that same day, laughing. I mean, this is the Queen. Same day Jeffrey Epstein was suicided. Here she is with Andrew, and parading in front of reporters, at Balmoral. I mean, this is normal for her. She does not care what people think. So it's, oh my goodness. Fatimata said that Prince thing the Queen is God. She can do no wrong. Either she is sharp and head of state, or frail and needs to let someone else do the job. I mean, I wish they would stick to a narrative. It's like 1 minute she has no agency, the other one she is powerful Queen Betty. It's just, oh my goodness, ridiculous. Shay says, at the end of the day, it's her son, so she will try to defend him in any way she can. Yeah, look, that's her. That's how she's thinking. That's my son. I will do anything. I'm not going to be here, so I'm going to set my son up to, in the best way I can, no matter what you say about me. This has been her whole thing. She has been doing the same thing all along. So no, this is not surprising at all. Let's see. Let's see someone else. I got Andrew. Jelaine says, Andrew never left the firm. Please don't listen to them. Bunch of him. No, I mean, yeah, for public consumption, he has left. But Andrew, they can never literally kick Andrew out. Andrew knows too much. He knows too much. They can't get rid of Andrew. That's why they so quickly will fork over $12 million. Andrew knows too much. He knows where the bodies are buried, figuratively, or maybe, literally too. Who knows? But yeah, Andrew knows too much. They can never, I mean, yeah. So, let's see who else. Gary B says, Prince Andrew and Princess Meghan are not obligated to attend. They have moved on. It's time for the UK to move. Thank you, Gary. Maybe you can post that to every person in England who has been having a conniption. It's like they're not under obligation. Harry went and buried his grandfather. That is enough. He does not need to go back, for a 50-minute service. He can, thank his grandfather and speak to the Queen privately. In fact, there was and I couldn't even find the article where he says when he returned to the UK, it would not be in a public manner. It will only be private. So it's like, but then again, it's the press. They want those pictures. Nobody in that Thanksgiving, whatever it was supposed to be, will bring them the money that Harry and Meghan will bring them. So of course they're going to have a conniption. This is, my pocketbook is hurting. Get here so I can take pictures of you so I can sell it. That's why they're moaning. Let's see who else. Who else is saying stuff? Patricoa, the audacity of royal hound dogs to say that Harry should have been there and could have piggybacked on Charles and William's security to keep tabs on his movement. I'm telling you, British reporters are some of the most ignorant and stupid people I've ever come across. I mean, every time I come across something from the British press, I feel like I lose brain cells. Because you have to be downright stupid to even come up with but the ceremony is going to have tons of security because all of these heads of states and kings and queens from whatever other regions they're from. Yes, there's security there. But does Harry and his family magically come to the airport and magically just appear at the service? Do they not have to travel home? Do they not need security home? Do they not need security to their house, from their house, to the service, back to this? I mean, it just, and whatever else they're doing in the UK, it's like common sense, people. Just a modicum, just, the common sense the size of a pea will help you. it's just like, I am like, and they are on national TV saying this and nobody challenges them. And it's just like, you know what? I just can't even. And then there is this. I'm not even going to say anything about this because, yep, this was yesterday. They were all there. And it's like, this is royal family for you. And if you don't know who these people are, these are the mistresses. And, that at least Penny is so-called Prince Philip's intimate friend that nobody wants to say. And they all hint at the fact that, especially in his later life, when Prince Philip was living out at wherever that place they go for Christmas. I always forget what it's called. Y'all can remind me in the chat. But when he was living there full time, that, Penny was this constant visitor there. And, she was... That's funny. Someone posted on Twitter, and I had never paid attention to Penny and her family and her. I didn't even realize she had kids until someone posted a picture where her daughter is like the female version of Prince William. I almost fell over, and I was like, "Oh, lips are sealed there," And then we know Camilla in the middle was Prince Charles's mistress when he was with Princess Diana. And then we know Rose over here is was or is apparently, of course there is no hard evidence to the fact, but there's been lots of report that she was or is Prince William's. And apparently this is a normal thing. And this is how Windsor men are, and they have all accepted it. And it just they were all there, and it's like, okay, then. It's very interesting. It is very interesting the kind of people they are and the thing that they accept. And you will see the British press, they are, they hint at these things all the time without actually saying, and then these are the same people that would be like, where's Harry and Meghan? Why aren't they here? They are snubbing the Queen. They hate the Queen. Like the ITV yesterday, they were like, why are Harry and Meghan absent from the Duke of Edinburgh Memorial? To which I say, Harry and Meghan are minding their own business under their tree in Montecito. Maybe you should mind yours. Case closed. They said they're not coming. They didn't come. That's it. So anyways, it's ridiculous. Let's see. Camilla was ready to stick some. What the hat? I'm telling you, it's craziness. Let's see. Let's see who else is chatting here. Gia says, just because there's security, that doesn't mean they would protect her. Exactly. People have their own security. It doesn't mean they're going to leave their people to go protect Harry. They stripped him of royal security and Archie. Of course, they conveniently and ignorantly forget that. Of course. Manufactured outrage. Harry and Meghan is not there to feed them. They can't pay their light bills without Harry and Meghan. So, of course, they're going to have a conniption about it. Of course. Let's see. Patrick Gore says, not all of Andrew's patronages were returned, and he always had security. Yeah, Andrew has 24-hour security paid for by the by the UK citizens. Yeah, he has taxpayer fund security, and nobody seems to have a problem with that. No one seems to have a problem with that, and it's unbelievable. Let's see who else is chatting. Let's see. Hi, Prudence. Thank you so much. Prudence wants to make sure that we're all having a great day. Thank you, Prudence. Happy Wednesday to you too. Let's see. Let's see who else is chatting. Cookies and Scream says, the unroyal family has no shame. They can protect an alleged pedophile, yet they destroy the suspects. Yep, of course. Yep. It's unbelievable. And I think too, it's, they live in a country where they're okay with this. They are okay with abuse. They are okay with, completely destroying somebody's life to protect monarchy. I mean, they're okay with it. They have signed off on this and they're completely fine with it. And God help you if you if you stand up against them because of this. Because all of a sudden it's your fault. It's narcissistic behavior. It's a narcissistic society. And where they want to abuse, but you can't stand up for yourself and you can't call them out. And it's unbelievable to me that people that you think should be smart and educated people who subscribe to this crazy behavior. It's unreal to watch this happen in real time. Joseph, hi Joseph. Joseph says the Queen gives the middle finger to fair-minded thinking people all the time. She does. She does. She does. She does. She knows they're not going to do anything. Even if they so-called condemn her, what are they going to do? She knows they will always protect her. She knows that the press may have an issue with her for a day, but by tomorrow, she's back to being lovable Queen Betty. She knows that they will always protect her. That's why she will do it. That's why to this day, this woman, after all the outrage, that's why she still has the exemption, the race law exemption. She still has all those things. She's never given it up. Why? That's why she feels just perfectly fine in spite of all of that, to strong arm leaders so that Prince Charles will be the next, head of the Commonwealth. I mean, she knows nobody will do anything about things. So she'll continue giving the middle finger to everybody, so yeah. Let's see who else is chatting. I'm going to scroll up for a minute. And we're going to end shortly, but let's see a couple more posts, what people are saying. I'm going to scroll down a little bit and see if I've missed anyone. Sorry if you said something really great and I have missed you. Let's see. Let's read this. Let's see. Hyacinth 45 says 2 things would tell you that that she, QE2, is a screw up. The punchline of her reign is to make Camilla queen to Charles, forget outside women, and showing up or off with supposed pedophile Andrew Henry VIII. Yeah. I mean, at this point, she just doesn't care. She really just does not care, And again, allowing Camilla to reign as queen. I mean, I guess again, I believe what happened there was a trade. I'll give you Camilla being queen, and so people will accept her as queen, and you can't say anything if I parade my accused pedophile son around and elevate him and rehab his image so that when I am not here, he's not going to be cast out. I mean, that looked like what the trade was, and I believe that was what the trade is, and that's why Charles can't say anything. They couldn't stand in her way from doing what she wants to do. So yeah, great point. Ramona says William should have done his homework on these countries he was to visit. Instead, he and Kate treated it like a free vacation. Yes, Ramona, exactly. There was laziness. There was no homework done on anything. And again, that is the thing. I was saying it was brain dead. It was, not reading a room, whatever. This is deliberate. They don't care. They are showing, and again, we go back to that saying. Was it Maya Angelou who said that? I always forget who it is that said that saying. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. They do not care. You know, they're in a country where the Windrush generation is being treated abhorrently, where they're deporting people, where they had the audacity to say, we are going to stop deportations before the tour, before you go to Jamaica, and then after the tour, we're going to start again. The fact that they have the audacity to even put that out there, and then go to Jamaica, eat their food, drink their wine, dance, and enjoy the people meeting them, leave empty-handed, you know, not even apologize, not address the very things that Jamaica and other Caribbean islands are demanding. And they could be perfectly fine and happy doing that. It shows they don't care. This is deliberate. So they had no desire to get to know Jamaica because they don't care. They don't care about Jamaicans. They don't care about the country. They just care about being among Black people, so Black people can bow down to them, and we can go and, you know, we can dance for them and entertain them and feed them our food and all of that stuff. That's all they care about. This was a vacation. They did not care. And so that's why I'm so glad they were blasted. I am so glad they were blasted. And like Andrew Holness said, they are moving on. So, thank you, Fire. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Join me the next time. Baron has started, so I guess jump over to Baron if you go listen. I'm gonna also join you over at Baron's. And thank you so much, Fire. I just wasn't paying attention to the time. So, you know, if you love our channel, definitely support us if you can. We do have PayPal, we do have Cash App, we do have merchandise. Please join. Please, you know, jump on over under this video. We do have the description where you can find the links to all our, you know, to the merchandise, or any way you can support us, or you can also join our channel. You can support that way. Our background, as I said the last time, was my dad's. You'll find a link there to purchase that if you're interested in artwork. So definitely do that if you can. Shop until you drop, but obviously no obligation. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much, Lydia, for everything. Hyacinth and Jessica and Colette and Patricoa and let's see who's here. Marianne and Gia. Let's see who else. Oh, Miss September 15. I love that. Ooh. Who else is here? Black Pearl and Hyacinth and Common and Maryman. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you next time. Who else I didn't call? Let's see who else named. Oh, Regina Porter. I love that. Thank you, Regina, for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time. And Carmen Hawthorne and Chodi Sesi. Oh, I like that. Did I just say that right? Chodi Sesi. Let's see. And Sharon and Herbert. Hi, Herbert Pooh. Let's see who else is here. Sharon Davis. Thank you, guys. Honesty Lover. Ooh, Honesty Lover. And Caroline. Thank you guys so much. And if I didn't say your name, Smitty5 and Shay. So you can yell at me in the chat, yell at me in comments. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.